Episode 4 of Hostage starts with the media reporting on the intense backlash Abigail has been facing and the ensuing social unrest. Now, many blame Abigail for focusing on saving her husband, foregoing the country in the process. In the evening, the Home Secretary is attacked on his way home. Meanwhile, Abigail visits the morgue to pay her last respects to her dad. In the back of her mind, she wonders if he was killed. Now, Sylvie helps her clear the hospital room, but the tension between them is absolutely palpable. News of the latest attack, though, forces Abigail to refocus her attention on politics. The ministers meet the next morning and renounce the violence. The ministers inform Abigail that they want her to resign, as they don't believe she's putting the country first. The cabinet wants Dan to take over, but Abigail refuses to willingly resign. The cabinet couldn't care less that the situation is personal for Abigail. After the meeting, another storm arises after Vivienne's affair with her stepson is revealed. Now, Matteo wakes up to the news and the sound of someone ringing his doorbell. He quickly grabs Saskia's laptop and sneaks out through the window, and he fails to notice that the kidnappers have been following him. Elsewhere, Vivienne visits her husband and is appalled to learn that he's playing games to embarrass her. He calls his lawyer and PR specialist to manage the scandal, but Vivienne wants to focus on getting Adrienne to talk and reveal the mastermind behind this whole scheme. And Vivienne finally reaches her breaking point and requests a divorce from her husband. She leaves to meet with Adrienne at the French embassy to interrogate her. In the meantime, Abigail visits Kofi and briefs him on the MI5 interim report they have on him. Kofi utilised his connections at the Treasury to secure a tax loophole. He used that money for his wife's treatment, and while he's not proud of it, he says he would do it again. And Abigail understands his situation and asks for his help. She asks him to look into Dan and see if he is the one behind the attacks. Now, Kofi agrees to help her, but the mastermind is still unclear right now. After the meeting, Abigail goes to pick up Alex from the hospital. The family is happy to be reunited, but many things are still going on. Now, Abigail shares her concern over her dad's death, and Alex remains as supportive as always. He agrees to get debriefed immediately to help find the kidnappers. Livingston takes over the debriefing and plays Alex a voice recording of the kidnapper. Hearing the voice causes Alex to break down, and he reveals that the kidnapper mentioned once that he had a daughter. Other than that, there are no new leads on who this kidnapper is. On the other side of town, Saskia keeps an eye on Vivienne. She calls the anonymous man once Vivienne arrives at the embassy to interrogate Adrienne. The man orders her to take out Adrienne before she mentions them. During the interrogation though, Adrienne refuses to talk and calls Vivienne a traitor. As the French police get ready to transport her, Saskia takes a sniper shot and misses. The bodyguards throw Adrienne into Vivienne's car and drive off, and during the ride, Vivienne convinces Adrienne to give her at least one name. Now, Vivienne and her team drive directly to Downing Street, and whilst there, Vivienne tells Abigail that Adrienne mentioned someone called Shagan. Vivienne suggests they work together and bring down the attackers. Well, simultaneously, Matteo calls Vivienne and asks to meet. He wants to show her Saskia's laptop, but the kidnapper secretly watches Matteo get inside. He pretends to be a journalist and gets inside as well, and within a few minutes, Vivienne and Abigail sign a deal and quickly announce it to the media. It surprises everyone that Vivienne is helping Britain selflessly, and in her speech, Vivienne declares she will no longer allow anyone to lead her astray. She wants to be an honest politician. For this reason, she is going back to her old path of protecting the weak. She shows her support for Abigail, but it's too late. A vote of confidence is currently taking place in the cabinet, and as for Abigail, she calls for peace and time to work on delivering the drugs. Matteo is proud to hear Vivienne's new stand, while in the meantime, Kofi calls Abigail and tells her that Dan is actually clean. She asks him to look into someone named Shagan. Matteo shows Vivienne and Abigail the evidence on Saskia's laptop, and he also tells them everything he knows about Saskia. Thanks to the evidence on this laptop, Abigail realizes that her father was killed. They quickly find more information on Saskia and discover she is a discharged corporal. As they talk, Vivienne questions why Saskia left behind such an important laptop. Outside, the kidnapper watches the feed from the laptop and blows the place up. Vivienne jumps in front of Matteo to protect him, and hearing the blast, Alex rushes to find Abigail. He finds her barely conscious. Thankfully, she regains consciousness as soldiers arrive to secure the site, and Alex checks on Vivienne and pronounces her dead. Matteo is shell-shocked as the soldiers grab him and Abigail's family, leaving everything on a massive cliffhanger. Wow, I didn't see Vivienne's death coming, and not to be that person, but how did no one think to check Matteo's bag? Given all the violent attacks that have been happening, how could the security let something like this slip? It's also strange that no one mentioned taking the laptop to MI6 for analysis. That aside, we're coming close to the finale, and we still don't have much information on who these kidnappers are. We have some clues about their motives, but, as Abigail said, this is too personal, and someone clearly doesn't want her to achieve anything during her tenure. She is no longer the Prime Minister, but does the blast change everything? If Dan is not behind this, who else has something to gain if Abigail dies or resigns? Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.